So I painted the blue, and I just painted it straight out of the bottle. This is just regular sky. I didn't bother thinning it down, making it a bit whiter. Yeah, I don't know, kind of just wasn't really too in the mood with this build. I'm just gonna kind of do it kind of quickly. I know, might be disappointing, but yeah, anyways. Didn't quite feel like taking out all the time to make it that accurate, since this isn't really going to be that accurate, which brings me on to Band-Aid number 2. The top color was one of the pieces or parts of this build I became just absolutely so frustrated with. I think I could spend a year studying the colors that they used on the top, and I still wouldn't find something I was completely satisfied with. Hitaka Paints, is that what they're called? Hitaka, I think. They make a set for these, and it wasn't exactly worth it for me to buy the entire set for one little model. But I asked them if they sold the paints individually, and it turns out they do, except for the color that they use for the upper surface. I think I mentioned that already. So I'm going to use Field Gray XF65. Thankfully, Edward actually came to the rescue with this one. They just released the Spanish Civil War set. You get a 109E, and I can't remember what the other one's called, but it's a Rodin kit. And anyways, I'm actually thinking of getting that one. It looks really cool. And they they have Mr. Hobby colors, and this is very close to kind of that color. I actually thought about buying the Mr. Hobby color, but I'm behind enough as it is. I don't want to wait anymore. Uh-oh, it's quite stuck. Hold on. Nope, maybe I won't be able to get it off after all. There we go. Got too much stuff cluttering. Ah, yeah, there, I heard it. You can just hear when the paint gets stuck. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Oh, this one's bad. Anyways, I'll worry about that later. So I'm going to go tape it up, and maybe I'll paint it tonight, actually. I'll wait and see, but hopefully this color will look good. It's kind of got a bit of an olivey feel to it. It certainly doesn't look like the cap, so fingers crossed this one will turn out pretty well, and I'll be able to future it and give it get some decaling going on this thing. I'm actually surprised how little it's taken me to get this thing going. It's not a very complicated, very big kind of build, so yeah, back to work. So I began recording, and then my battery showed red, so I decided to just continue decaling, and yeah, get back to it in a little while here. So it's got enough of a charge, I should be able to show quite a bit of this. The decals are really nice. They're some of my favorites. These older kind of mid early 90s Airfix Humbrol Heller decals. They're super nice. They just apply themselves really well. I took off the tape for the green, as you can see. Not entirely happy with it. You know, I kind of like the one on the box more, but I'm not unhappy about it either. You know, it's really I'm actually warming up to the color a lot more as this build goes on. I don't know why they call it gray. You know, that's a little weird. They call it Field Gray. That's green to me. Unless I'm somehow going colorblind, and this would be the first indication of that. Oh boy, that's a wake-up call now. Now I gotta go ask somebody else what color this is. Anyways, I gave it a gloss coat last night, and I've just been applying the decals very slowly. And for the tail, I gotta mention the tail. I forgot that the tail come with white. So you can see I cut them out and I put them on. Otherwise I would have taped them up and painted them black, but I'm just going to use some black paint and do some touch-ups around the edges there, and that'll hide all of that when I get to it. So let's see, where do these need to go? These are fairly in inward of the wings compared to, you know, like the white and everything like that. I thought they'd be kind of closer to the white, but no, they go at about, yeah, about right here, yeah, kind of in the middle. That's a little surprising. So yeah, they just lay down so well. And how high do I want to put them? Yeah, close up to the flap there. Actually, I have to be very careful. They are very thin. And I accidentally tore one of them. I don't want to do that again. Because that's always the problem with old decals, you know. Sometimes they will work quite well, too. And then sometimes you just get them and it's like, yeah, they lay down, and that's all they want to do. I can't get there. I did it. So about there. And then sometimes you get the ones that just disintegrate. That's probably the worst of the bunch. I remember being a kid and having decals, and I'd have to go find some for my dad, and he has a box of decals, and a lot of them are basically from the 70s, and some of them were even before then, and I remember just putting them in the water and just everywhere. So that looks pretty good, hey? Again, I'm warming up more and more to the color. I really, really am. And, see, I'm going to go place all the other ones on. I have to rip off the pitot tube on the bottom there. Otherwise, I won't be able to get the decal. It's supposed to fit right underneath it. I forgot all about that when I stuck it on there. But that's not going to be that big of a deal. I can easily patch that up in the end. So, yeah. I place the decal on. It's in position. And then I just take some Mark Fit Strong and layer that on top like so. And ready to go. So I'm going to go finish the rest of these. They look very nice. Again, they're conforming very well, reacting well. They're a bit thin and a bit fragile. So you just got to be careful when you're dealing with stuff like that. So not a big deal. And once these are done, I'm going to gloss coat the model again. And I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'll be back with more little bits to clean and work on. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish and tidy this up. So I haven't really recorded a lot because I've been I'm working on another project, and I kind of come back between the two and work on this one, and then I wait for the paint to dry on the other one, and once I've got far enough with this one, I go back and back and forth type of thing. This is kind of an in-between project, but I did quite a bit of stuff on. I painted the insides here RLM gray. I've got the decals. They conformed very, very nicely. They just went down really smuck flat, and you can see they've conformed very, very well. Gave them a gloss coat, and I'm about to use Cador Red Base P3 paint to paint the little trim tabs here on the sides. I've also just been kind of playing catch up, little areas that I missed. I still have to paint the inside underneath there, the intake, and I have to paint the wheels next. That's kind of my next thing, is to get the tires all painted up. And I'm not exactly looking forward to that on these ones. They're going to be quite fussy. There's not really a dominant line that you kind of paint around them, so I'm a little nervous about those, to be honest. I have a feeling I'm going to be playing touch-ups with those and for quite a while till I finally get those down right. I just painted this black stripe there on the exhaust. I really like that. It's kind of a funny look, but it looks like kind of like a mustache on the side of the plane, a sinister mustache. And yeah, I've been having quite a bit of fun with this model. I'm really liking this. Showed it to my dad a little while ago, sent him a picture of it, and he really liked it, so I'm happy, because I'm building it for him, basically. And he really liked the green, too. He wants the green so he can use that on some of his models, so there we go. I'm quite happy about that. So it's coming along, again, just a bit slowly, because I'm kind of, like I said, doing this in between a couple projects. But I'm close to being done, actually, which is the most surprising part. I'm very close to giving it a flat coat, which I didn't quite expect. But yeah, like I said, next is the all the trim tabs, paint those red, and then go to work on the wheels and get those all done up. And I'm just really happy with it. I'm really having just a fun time with this older kit. It's old, but it's still really good, and it shows. It's like, you know, they've re-released it, and you'd look at it and go, it's from the, what is it, 70s? Yeah, I don't want to get it. Grab it. It's actually very fun. So, especially with these nice decals, these old style 90s decals, they're just the best. I love them. So, anyways, that's about it for me. I'm gonna go and do those little bits, and yeah, start recording wherever I get to it again. Okay, so I was explaining this, but then yeah, my camera ran out of footage, or memory, so I had to go make some. So anyways, I cleaned up these wheels. I had it in a panel line wash in there. I always like to do that to wheels and stuff. It just adds a little bit more nice detail into them. So I'm going to do a couple of things here. There we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the wheels. And in a moment, after these have dried properly, I always find this is the key. I'll add on the covers. Because if you get the wheels on nice and tight and let them dry, you don't have to worry so much about the covers. I always find them to be a bit of a bother. Come on. A bit tight. No, it's a bit too tight. Let's do this. Send them down. Or we'll do the alternate route, which is this. Okay, so now let's see how this will fit. So yeah, it's not going to be as kind of a tight, snug fit, but it definitely fits better, so I guess I'll cut my losses, so to speak. And a little extra thin will do perfectly. Unless I drop both of these off in the meantime. Okay. Whoop. I think I just, yeah. Oh, look at that. Messed up all that paint. I might be able to save it if I just, you know, basically leave it alone. Let's go with some regular stuff here for the other wheel. Ooh, my poor model. And I forgot to clean off. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That's way too much glue on there. I forgot to clean off the wheel. I'm sorry, the lining struts. So once these wheels have dried on there, I'll clean those in a minute. Okay. And I might have to do some touch-ups on that one there. So let's just put these away and let's check angle. This goes forward. Actually, 109 wheels are very weird, because if this is the front of the plane, they're like this. They're at an angle, but they're also kind of like this. It's very strange. So it's actually pretty darn correct as far as I'm concerned. So the next thing I want to do, I don't have any panel lines that are recessed. They're all raised, and yeah, I could spent a few days rescribing them, but didn't quite feel up to it. But I would like to add some. Come on, there we go. I'd like to add some panel lines in places like here, in the wings. Just especially, it's especially nice to do that on like the white here, because then you know you see it. It's not quite a hidden thing that happens sometimes. You know, you're doing darker models and you just don't see it. It's quite sad. Of course, then you could always alternate to another color. Even then, sometimes it's a bit difficult. But anyways, that's about it for what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do this to the rest of the model, like here. And this will take me a little while to do, but it'll be nice once it's done, I hope. And oh no, I bumped the tail. Ugh. I'm going to clean that up right now because it's on the white and I don't exactly want to stain it. So yeah, I'm going to go and do a bunch of little, adding these little bits on here, and hopefully I'll be able to have this done quickly. I'm almost done. I'd like to get it done, most of it done tonight, including putting the doors on. I'd like to get that all done tonight so I can flat coat it in the morning, and then I'll be able to start working on the windows. They're going to be a bit of a chore, but not a bad one. But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to go paint the rest of that on there, and I'm quite liking it. Quite like that. You can't see there. Too shiny. Come on. I'll forget it. Well, you'll see it in the pictures, I guess. Alright, I'm going to talk a bit about this because it's been brought up several times recently. I'm going to clean up the wash here using mineral spirits. You can find mineral spirits quite easily. I like it a lot. Cleans up enamels pretty well. And dries pretty quick, which is the big thing that I really like. You know, I used to use turpentine, and turpentine is kind of what my dad always calls gummy. It's got more different oils in it, and it dries a bit differently. And sticky is the big one. It takes a few days to dry because it is sticky, and I don't like turpentine. I've never really liked it. And so once I tried mineral spirits, I was really happy because yeah, it leaves your brushes quite sticky, which is what happened to me last time I was doing this on the X-Wing. Thankfully, I left my brush alone for about a week, and I came back to it with the mineral spirits and took it all right off, so I was quite happy about that. So that's about all I'm going to get for anything panel lining. It's just all the control surfaces, nothing to, you know, all these little lines in there. But I am going to try. I don't know when it'll arrive. That's the only problem. I did buy a small bottle of Tamiya enamel thinner to see how that would work to clean up instead of mineral spirits. I thought I'd give it a go. Plus I need it. I actually do for the thinner. It's a bit thick. So there we go. So it's quite easy to use, which is again what I really like. And you don't need a lot of this stuff to get it to work. You really don't. It's basically nothing. The other question is, I get asked quite a bit, is how long do I let this stuff dry? Now, that depends on when I remember to clean it up. Now this stuff I've left on overnight. You can see it's quite a bit more difficult to remove, but it's actually I've left it on for a very long time before, and I think like the longest I left it on was about 6 months, and that was because I forgot about it. It was a model I kind of forgot and fizzled out on, and then I came back and went, oops, I didn't clean this up. It took a little more scrubbing to get it off, but I did get it off eventually, without having to use much force. So, yeah, mineral spirits, easy to find, works very, very well. As far as leaving it on, you can leave it on a week and then come back to it. Of course, it needs to be on top of acrylics. This is part of the reason I like acrylics more. You can do silly things like this much easier. I know you can do it with acrylic. There's acrylic washes you can use, but I've never dug into them too much because I prefer enamel. I find enamel works much better than acrylic. So that looks pretty good. I'm quite happy on that, actually. That looks very, very nice. Except I noticed I forgot a place. I forgot to do the underside here. So I'm going to go do those. And, but I'm really happy with that. That looks great. It's just a little bit of detail. And you can nicely see it, especially on the white, which is what I really, really wanted. That's quite fantastic. Just a little bit of something there. So I'm going to go do the other side of this, and then I'm going to airbrush a flat coat on it, some flat clear, and then I'm going to get to work on the windows. They have, they're going to be quite a bit of work, but they got to be done. They're not going to be that bad, at least.